So, what if we rigged a line to nowhere? Okay, put a pin in that. What if we rigged a line to somewhere? See, a traditional highline typically involves connecting two locations you can stand at. In fact, an ideal highline spot usually requires only a few essential things: a point A, a point B, and often most importantly, a good place to hang out. After all, only one person can walk each line at a time. Now, the difference today, and the main question we ask ourselves is, what if we created point B? Cut to Squamish, British Columbia's most iconic piece of granite, the Squamish Chief. Located in what is colloquially referred to as the north-north gulley of this granite monolith is perhaps its most iconic line. Aptly named Heaven, it sits on the highest point of the Chief, giving its walker an all-encompassing view of the valley below. Now, using this existing line as a central hauling point, we aim to create a three-pointed line running straight down the gully towards heaven. Now, I ask you, what would you call a line straight to heaven? With heavy packs loaded to the brim, the crew makes their way towards the summit. The rigging begins the moment we reach the fogged-out gully, with Matt instantly on his way up a tree to build the main anchor. At the same time, Petter and Liz are tasked with throwing a tagline across the gully at its narrowest point. This will be used to pull the line from the apex of the gully towards heaven. While Petter walks the line along the northern ridge of the gully, the team on the south side prepare their own anchor as well as the net. Once everyone is in position and all three anchors are built, the net is slid out to the middle of heaven and the line pulled down the gully. Now, simultaneous to our rigging and just slightly below us in the gully happened to be a group of our friends rope swinging. Periodically, we would hear their screams pierce the air as they jumped one at a time, only to be hauled back up by the rest. Like ours, this is a communally assembled rig where everyone works together for each person's individual chance to enjoy the space. As their next jumper tied in and attempted to ease their mind, the rig above was being finished. The webbing had now been pulled down the full length of the gully and was attached at all three anchors. After some final touches and double checks, the net was released into place and pulled tight from all sides. The line now rigged and tensioned, it was finally time for somebody to have the first session. By coincidence, as the next jumper stepped up to the edge to take their leap of faith, so too did Sean tie in to take the first steps on our so-called line to nowhere.
3, 2, 1, send it!
Can you start from the Sure. Okay.
Yeah!
So the Chief is such a special area for highlining, both in like how you access it. It's a massive trip up, but then the views you get, that it's just straight over the top of Squamish. Like, it's such a special area. Any project that we do here, it has to be special too. Like, you can't just throw bolts in and do a parallel line because you want a parallel line. Older highliners who've been around this area for a while, and they were talking about this had been an idea for quite some time, putting the space net on in this particular location near heaven, but no one had ever done it. So I was like, well, fuck it, let's do it. It was super easy to get people to come and help out because it's something that people had been thinking about for a long time, and they just needed someone to come in and go, all right, we're doing it this summer.
Now, while the net was up and the first walk had been had, the job was not yet done. See, just like a new climbing route, you can't give a name to a new highline until the first person manages to walk the whole thing without falling and get the send. Fortunately for us, we have Petter on the team, so this was only ever a matter of time. And just like that, Purgatory. I suppose if I'm honest, I may have misled a little when I called this a line to nowhere. In reality, I don't think it's that far off of what I described a normal line as. It still has a point A, it still has a point B, and it definitely has a great place to hang out. I guess ultimately it's not really a line to nowhere, but I gotta say, it sure feels like one.